There is a silence. Hello, little mechanic boy. Can you hear me too?
Ooh, you sound fun. Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, crazy! Quincy, they can hear me.
Can we all hear at the same time?
You do.
Okay, great.
Everybody hears this.
Yeah.
How does everybody hear this?
Fuck if I know.
That's Constance. Oh, shit.
Does this have to do with maybe proximity to the light?
Maybe. I mean, you did put me in the in-between when you sort of like with the light bulb, you know? So I've been able to jump a little bit.
Those are new words. What does that mean, Quincy? The in-between?
Well, simply put, one might look at it as Constance is dead. She's not completely dead, as is demonstrated presently. And I do believe when I touched the light, that it was the kind of catalyst for her having a little bit more liberty than she had.
Oh.
And honestly, that I'd prefer she had.
Sure.
Not to mention that I did listen to her once before and touch the light a second time.
You gotta stop touching stuff, Quincy.
I'm curious.
You've been steering everyone in a good direction. Although...
Tried.
Well, she did tell people. She told Quincy to kill you, Charlie.
Oh,
She
I
did
heard
do
you
that.
two talk about it.
Yeah.
I get your method. I don't know how applicable that is now.
Not much.
Okay.
Sorry, the bomb thing. The bomb.
Correct, yeah.
That was not ever an option.
It absolutely was, but...
No, I don't think. Quincy.
Constance doesn't exactly look past what's in front of her. If she has something she considers to be a solution to whatever she's facing at that moment, that's all that exists.
How'd you two know each other?
Yeah, how'd you guys meet? What's that all about?
Quincy?
Well, for the most part, it's a simple story. There was a knock on my door at my clinic well after hours. I opened the door and this woman stumbled through. I don't know the exact reason why, but I was overcome with the feeling that I needed to do everything in my power to not let her die. I sort of failed at that, depending on how you define alive. And the body of this voice is in a state of stasis.
So yeah, you said she's dead, technically speaking.
Technically speaking, her body has no pulse and no electrical signal.
You know he was going to save you? You know he was going to save you?
Quincy?
Yeah.
He was supposed to. Didn't do a great job.
One thing you'll find about her is that she can be quite manipulative.
Okay, fuck you.
You go to any other doctors about whatever you had before?
Yeah, what were you sick with?
Oh, no idea, honey.
Oh, okay. And he was the first doctor you went to?
I guess.
Oh, where's Walter? We didn't find Walter.
Can't help you there. I haven't seen him.
Constance, you don't know where Walter is?
No idea.
Okay, is your perspective limited to his perspective, or are you kind of omnipotent?
Not since he touched the light bulb.
Okay.
I wouldn't call it omnipotent, but there's sort of a different field. So sometimes I can match the vibrations of whatever the fuck this thing is. And I can see you guys sometimes, but I haven't seen him.
You haven't seen him at all?
Mm-mm.
That's not good. That's really not good. Well, we're here, but we can't do anything without him. Right? We can't.
He's the expert on...
Right, yeah, he's the one that's been fiddling with this light the whole time. He's the one that will be able to do something. I radio. Walter?
Silence.
Walter, it's Flo. Hello? Walter? Walter? It's Florence. He's not answering. So, maybe we go out and find him.
I guess there's also the question of, what are we doing with this? I mean, have we just subscribed to the idea that we're opening it? Freeing it?
No.
What are we doing with it? Destroying it?
Nobody said anything about destroying. I'm saying that to the all-powerful Angie. We are just considering our options.
Speaking of, have you heard from her recently?
Yeah, we talked on the radio. I somehow found the transmission room, and it wasn't Angie. The facade came down, I guess I should say. But she's the one that said that we should go to the light. And I understand where our misgivings are with that, for sure. But it's also our only crumb until recently, thanks to Constance. It's all we had for any kind of lead of getting out of here in any capacity. So and if anything, it was a place that we could all meet up. But now I'm hearing conversations about Constance called this place a cage. Right, Constance?
Yeah.
Is the cage just for us, or is it also a cage for a certain beast?
Oh, I don't have all the answers, honey.
Okay.
I'm just describing it as a cage.
Okay, I'm just trying to make sense of your analogy. I'm sorry. Okay.
Listen, I don't know what you want me to tell you. It's not like I'm some phenomena that came from the deep. I'm just in Quincy's head.
Yeah, but you're, able to see things a little bit more clearly than we are, and I
guess that's true.
thought maybe there could be some more...
I don't know. It's like a cage. Like, if you're
Yeah.
in here, there's like, streams and pathways and stuff of like energy. But when you guys leave, I gotta go back to Quincy.
We need to find Walter. I think he'll have the key to the key. He'll have the key. So we need to find him. The fact that he's not answering the radio is worrying me. We'll be back. We're gonna be back to the light, and then we'll talk more when we get back. Okay? See you soon. See you soon. And I just kind of slowly back out from where they came from.
Okay. You back into the hallway, and it is black obsidian rock.
Walter, it's Flo. We're on our way to you. Just make a noise if you can hear us. If the connection's bad, just start like clapping or something. Okay, we're gonna keep looking for you. I'm just gonna walk and unravel as we go.
There is static from your little radio.
Walter, hello. Static, hello. Anybody?
Flo?
Hey, Finn, I talked to the thing that lives here, or the thing that we're inside.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it said to meet at the light. It's pretty clear that we can't leave here without maybe outside help, but,
Okay.
I guess just keep going to the vast chasm. We'll find a way to you, but things are getting a little sticky over here. Do you have an ETA? Do you have any kind of way of getting anywhere close to us?
Yeah, we're making a plan to go through the vast chasm. We don't know how far along you guys are in it, but we'll keep walking or using whatever sort of vehicle they've got, and we're going to switch off a few teams. Our circle will go at some point. We've got another one that we think can work with us. And we'll just keep walking, I guess.
A thought crosses my mind, and I don't want to ask, but I ask anyways. Finn, I'm gonna ask you something, and I'm not joking.
Okay.
And if you don't answer, or if you're wrong, you will never hear my voice again.
Okay.
It sounds stupid, but it's not. When's my birthday?
What do you mean, when's your birthday? How would I forget my own birthday?
I just needed to make sure. You're the only one that would know that, so. Okay. Thanks.
That means you call me again, right?
Yes, I'm
Okay.
sorry. I just needed to be sure it was you. There's just
Okay.
been some confusion with the radios, and we've been hearing a lot of voices, so I just needed to be sure that I was talking to you. I'm sorry.
You're talking to me.
Okay.
And you're gonna see me again, too.
Yeah, obviously. We're trying to find Walter right now to make sure everybody gets out.
Okay.
But, yeah. We'll see you soon. To the vast chasm.
See you soon. Love you, Flo.
Love you. Bye. He says I love you. I keep walking.
When's your birthday?
It's September 9th.
Why didn't he say that?
'Cause he didn't need to. It's his birthday too.
I'm gonna walk forward.
You come to a clearing that seems to have a lot of books. Black obsidian walls, with rows and rows of books that are trying to stay as rows and rows of books. And sort of fizzling in and out. But there's still some books. This appears to be a library.
Oh. We might be getting close.
Yeah, this was Walter's favorite place.
Right. Walter?
Walt!
Hey, Walter!
Walter, we're in what I guess should be the library. Are you close? Are you nearby? Walter?
Some of the books sparkle.
I go and reach for one of them and I grab one.
Roll me. Focus.
Hey!
That is a gilded 6, double 6.
No,
That
you
is-
did not get a
that
crit.
is a
I
crit.
did. That is a crit with a gilded 6.
Very nice.
Let's go!
Holy
Okay.
shit.
As you pull out the book, it sort of shimmers into life a little bit. And the cover on it is that of kind of sort of a language you recognize, but not spelling a word or words that you recognize on the front. And it's sort of like a leather-bound journal. It's sort of falling apart, but not too falling apart back. And the pages feel intact, although a little damaged.
So I can't read this. But I know it's...
It's a language you understand, but it's not words you understand.
Okay. I flip through the pages.
Your fingers get a little numb.
There we go. Guys, I think I found Walter's book. The one that started everything. It made his fingers numb.
I remember it.
That's crazy. How is it? It's not rock though. It's not turning into rock.
Is any of it legible this time?
No. They're words, but they're not real words. I don't know. You look at it. Can you see anything?
Do I feel tingles and all the same such?
Roll me focus.
Focus. Ooh. Yes, please. That is going to be... Yeah, 5.
You recognize it is definitely the book that Walter had. It does, in fact, not to be appearing to be rock. It is in a language you understand, but they are not words you understand, once again.
And am I getting tingly?
You are.
Again, is it the kind of thing where it's at a certain spot or just in general throughout?
It's mostly in general throughout.
Okay.
But there's a bit of levity to the tingliness. It's numbness, it's tingliness, but if you had to put it in words, you would call it sparkles.
Oh. Doesn't that feel funny?
It feels different than before.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure this is the book.
Interesting. Charlie, do you want to hold it?
No.
Okay. Just thought I'd ask. Okay. Hey Walter, we found your book. Yeah, just wanted to update you. Okay. So I look around the rest of the library holding his book. I'm holding it now. It's staying here with me. Let's take these to the vast chasm with us. And see if we can read them outside of the lighthouse. I'm optimistic that we're going to be able to get out of this. Because we have to meet Finn at the vast chasm. So I keep them. I can't leave Walter. I promised him that we weren't.
You're not leaving him.
How are we gonna get him? How are we gonna get him back? I can't.
What do you have in your pocket right now? There.
It's a picture of Finn.
Behind that.
The deck of cards.
That's how we keep him.
He's not dead. He's not dead, Charlie.
Walter?
Fine. Let's just take the books to the lighthouse. I think I'm walking away from the finality of that. So I briskly carry the books because in my mind, if I just keep going, we can still find Walter. So, yeah.
The deck of cards tumbles out of your hand.
Fuck. Oh my god. Can someone help me clean this up? And I try to clean them up and pick them up and dust them
They're
off.
sticking to the floor.
No, please. I am like being gentle. I am like trying very hard to be gentle with them and get them up.
The floor is eating them.
No. You had to eat the deck? You had to? And I look back at Charlie with the most anger Flo has ever had on her face. Yeah? We still have him? He's not gone? I'm going to the lighthouse, and I pick up the books, and I keep walking.
In learning medicine, one of the most difficult lesson is the one that loss is unavoidable. We can hold out hope, but I recommend we don't let the hope that Walter is still alive cost us any more lives. I know I sound very cold when I say these things. To an extent, I have to be. If Walter finds his way back, we will all four leave together. But I don't think we can safely make the assumption that that's the case anymore. I'm sorry to say this. I think it's for the best that we focus on what we need to do here.
I don't know what to do. I'm not the doctor, I'm not the engineer, I'm just the gardener. I don't know what to do. I will follow any lead, but
Well, speaking analogously, a furnace could be a stomach. A library could be a brain.
If that's the case, though, if we're making that correlation, shutting this thing down would be shutting down its heart. If we're not in the lighthouse, we don't have to worry about unleashing things from the other, anything through the thinnings. Right?
that makes sense because this is just an entirely different, this is basically we're inside of what we found at the Tangle Floor, what we found at Sailor Sorrowfold. It's just another thing on the ocean floor. This isn't the gate. It's just a monster. We're in the belly of the whale, basically. At least.
Then why would Angie send us here? Well, Angie.
Angie's the whale.
And she would send us to her heart.
I'm going to try to see if there's a panel, an opening, something to at least unveil more of the mechanism on the inside.
There is a sort of metal, like, bottom piece that sits around the big circular rungs of the cage. And then the ward would be inside those rungs.
Just out of curiosity, though I fear none of us has this answer, what would happen if we tapped something gold against it?
We could try. I take my spade, because I'm just, whatever. I'm like, Charlie, get back. Come here.
Holding my hand behind me as I'm looking at it.
No, I do it. I have 2 arms. You only have 1 arm. I'm not letting you use your only arm to tap something. I slap his hand with the spade. Get!
I don't know if I'm comfortable letting you do that.
Well, I'm not comfortable letting you do that. Who's the least comfortable here? Whatever. At this point, I, get down in there with him. And I'm like, I'm doing it. You can stay here. But I'm doing it.
Fine.
Fine.
The floor grumbles.
Ooh. I don't think it wants us to do that, Quincy. Getting a pretty big negatory vibe down here.
Yeah, we're trying to stop it.
Yeah. So.
This is an answer.
Are you super good with tapping it with the gold thing?
I'm just asking the questions.
Right.
Keep your bearings about you, Doc.
I'm
Light on your feet.
ready.
Do some stretches if you need to. All right?
I unconsciously like grip Charlie's sleeve. And I just lightly tap it.
As you tap it,
I regret doing that. Immediately I'm like, I wish I didn't do that.
I'm so glad I said gold.
Yeah, you did. Good stuff.
Yeah.
there is a moment when it feels like nothing happens. Just sort of second of peace, silence, and waiting, anticipation. And then the ward that is around the light in the metal is at the base of springs a light and flashes a few times in these bright symbols and colors and lets out sort of an electromagnetic pulse almost that pushes you both backwards. You're both going to take 3 body forming.
Oi!
And slams you into the wall behind where you're at
Is
with incredible force.
is this high stakes technically, or
No.
okay? Because I do get a new scar.
Okay.
I get my first scar.
Oh, okay.
Yay!
If you're cool with it, I would like to say that the new scar that I just received is the first time I've ever received like 3rd-degree burns across my chest.
Oh, no.
And in the midst of those 3rd-degree burns on my chest, there is one of those symbols that just has an outline
For
across.
That's cool.
My scar is the spade like stabbed my shoulder.
Oh,
What was... Are you guys okay down there? Here,
No!
I'm gonna like, not climb in, but try to go down and start pulling them up
you can.
to bring them out. Okay,
I'm still gripping Charlie.
Get her first.
come on.
We're both getting
I,
up.
I
Come
will
on.
I will get Charlie. Let go. Let me get you out of the way so I can get to him.
Sorry, I'm in the way. I'm sorry.
Not like that. Come on. I'll move her
up.
up out of the way and go for Charlie.
I'm like rolling around. Like,
Come on, Charlie. Give me your arm. What was that flash? What happened?
I tapped it with the thing. It didn't like that.
So, wait a moment. You've both just gotten slammed into the wall here. What are we trying to do with this thing? I mean, we were told to come here by perhaps it. We don't have our expert with us. What reasonably would be our next step?
My thought process is this. If this is as hard, like you're thinking that it is, and that it moving around is moving to the sound of a heartbeat, it's mimicking that. This thing's heart is more than likely further into there, and the fact that it's alive is what's keeping us in here. We can't control how we got in, and we certainly can't get out without it no longer being able to do this to us. It's not just going to be nice and allow us to live out. It's been letting us live a fantasy for 5 years, and is still continuing to do so even throughout today. And I'm losing my mind over it, and I don't want to be tampered with anymore. And that down there, with the wires and circuitry, I have a very little but small understanding of taking care of that. I understand from my talks with Walter about what this thing is, about what this lighthouse is supposed to be with Candela and holding on to those and being light keepers and how they go through thinnings and leads to a whole other thing that I think this is just its creature's idea and way of protecting its heart. It's used those that have had that knowledge, and this is the way that's protecting its heart. It doesn't want us to do it, that's why it's been trying to stop us, but now we're this close.
I thought what we had just learned of it was that this was keeping the thing in, not us out. I understand your concern. I'm as frustrated by our situation as you are. But if we open this thing, if this is the creature itself, not only are we all going to suffer the consequences, we've unleashed it on the world. I think this is shortly ago what you were just talking about, that we need to maintain what's going on and destroy it, prevent it, to stop it from getting out to everywhere. And now you want to open it, Charles.
Because this isn't a lighthouse.
We don't know what this is, Charles.
But it's not the light. It's not the vast chasm one.
It's
from what
not the
we've learned.
Vast Chasm Lighthouse.
Which is the gate.
This is just sorry, please.
It's just the thing. It's just a big scary thing that will cause probably some strife, but it's not going to be the cataclysmic gate opening of one of the layers of hell. It's just we've gotten out of sticky stuff before.
We've gotten into a lot of sticky stuff.
But still gotten out.
If we open this, what's our plan? We open it, we stab it. It's that easy?
Possibly.
I mean, there's wards around it. The wards are the hard part. The part that's fragile, one can assume, is the thing that is being warded.
In your heart right now, Doc. In your heart right now, how many things are blocking your heart from the outside world of doing anything, right?
Ribs.
My skin, my rib cage,
Shirt.
my pericardium.
Yeah,
That's what those are.
it's a shirt.
They just happen to look like the same exact things that are to protect the lighthouses of the world that Candela operates.
Something's wrong.
Some of the rocks begin to fall.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to tap on the rings a little bit again.
The coal washes over this room.
I'm getting the feeling, whatever our decision is going to be, we don't have a lot of time to make it.
I think this is all fake. I think it's using that reality, and at its core is where this manipulation is going to be at its strongest.
Worst case scenario, we open this, it's its heart. We stab it, well, I guess this is best case scenario. We open it, it's its heart, we stab it, it's done. Everything goes back to normal. If we open this and it's not its heart, I suppose we're dead before we realize what we've done.
The floor begins to shake.
Where's the exit, Quincy?
The exit is gone.
We don't have anything else to do in here. Either the rocks will crumble on us and we just sit here like little chickens and we get crushed to death, or we do something.
Yeah.
One of the rings snaps and clatters to the ground.
I get the feeling this is a beast escaping. But like you said, we have to try something.
What do you have, Doc, then? Flo?
Walter should be here. I take my gold spade and I run to the wall instead. I promised you I wouldn't hurt you or stab you anymore, but you haven't been very cooperative either. Remember what I said about a caged animal? I hack at the wall with the spade.
It goes through it like a knife through butter. And it pierces through the same flesh and bone and sinew as it has before, and the walls scream. But this time, the obsidian rock begins to crumble, and in place of black obsidian rock, there are faces of people long past as you cut their limbs from their body, and they scream. And they all begin to tumble forward out of the wall. And as you pull your trowel back, they begin to fall on top of you. Body after body after body.
Oh, okay. I scramble back. I'm like, that wasn't the move, don't do that. Okay. I, like, struggle to push my way out from under the wall of bodies that is now falling on top of me. Oh my god.
I'm gonna try to grab onto her, seeing this happen, and
The seam begins to split even more as more pieces and parts of bodies and souls begin tumbling out and filling the cavern as the seam splits up the obsidian wall.
2 rings have already been broken off. I'll take the third.
The third clatters in your hand and turns to dust.
Oy.
And now what lays there now? After 3 rings are gone, what
The
is...
ward, with the black obsidian square and a light inside of that.
Stab into the ward.
As you stab into the ward, every body that is piling in begins to crack into place and alights as the mouths reach past where they're supposed to be to the ears, and the eyes roll back into their heads several times, and they screech at you, piercing this ward, and they begin to run in your direction.
I'm at this point, if the war's not going down and there's more to do, I'm not looking away from this now. I've now gone into almost a murderous rage, and I'm just gonna keep stabbing and trying to dismantle.
Roll me strike.
I have my gold spade, and I'm just hacking at bodies that are closing in on Charlie, just trying to, like, I'm in, like, kind of, like, semi, like, crawling to him, just, like, stab, crawl.
Roll me strike.
Okay, that's not gonna go well.
Seeing what's going on, gonna grab my bent gold scalpel out, and against my better judgment, I'm gonna join Charlie and go at the ward, at the sphere.
That's a 2.
It's a 2 for you. Okay.
I will roll a 2, which is quite fitting.
As the bodies come racing towards you, you are digging into this ward, trying to break it as much as possible. Some of them are able to get their broken arms and bodies around your legs, and they start dragging you down. But with the pressure of yourself and this knife and them dragging you, it begins to cut through the ward as they drag you down. Dr. Quincy, you are not so lucky. You are trying with this scalpel, but it has no work. It does not work on this ward in the slightest. And several of these bodies come. One jumps and grabs you along the waist and begins to tumble you backwards as it tries to bite at you from the back. Flo, you rolled a 2, yes?
Yes.
You try to stab these creatures, but they take your hits like they do not give a care in the world. They are not alive. They haven't been alive for a long fucking time. They don't give a shit how many stabs you put into them or what you cut over. They keep running, and they keep barreling, and a few decide to take your hand with them. And so they bite at your fingers to get this trowel out, peeling off a finger or two, the bone of another, as they pull and they grab. They are coming onto you, but you are getting this ward. You two are in trouble.
Well, I suppose if this guy's pulling me away, I'm gonna get out of reach of the ward and start, like, stabbing behind me. I mean, just frantically doing anything because a corpse is eating me.
Excellent. As you stab behind you, once again you find they don't care. And they dig into you further. Take 3 bodies.
Oh no.
Ooh, so that is gonna be my 3rd scar and 2 more body.
Oh my god.
What would you like to do?
I'm shrieking. I've never felt pain like this ever in my entire life. I think I just, go limp and kind of play dead and kind of let the crowd kind of carry me forward, but I'm like holding on to one of the things to just kind of propel me forward, maybe. I don't think someone doesn't want me to do that.
No. It's not that I don't want you to do it. I'm just, oh no.
I have no weapon. I threw you my knife.
You are carried with the swarm as it continues to go, not just towards Charlie, not just eating alive Dr. Quincy, but towards the barrier itself. You have cut down part of the barrier. You have now sliced a hole inside of the barrier, and these creatures begin to climb you, but they're not looking for you, they're looking for the hole. And so they reach their hands into this hole to drag it as much as they can and break it open. And they begin to shove themselves through the hole one after each other.
Am I able to get in further or first before them?
You may try. Roll me move.
Okay, so we're going to go with a 5.
Okay. You are able to push your hand through the hole that you have created with them. Mm-hmm. Not before them, but with them. So they are consistently shoving as many of each other as they can, breaking ones before them, like penguins pushing each other off a cliff to get inside this hole. But they are, for the most part, the size of a human, even though they're bits and pieces. So if your arm can fit through, that is all they can get through in this moment. That is where you stand.
Am I unconscious? Because that was a scar.
No.
Yep.
Yeah, you are.
This isn't that big a deal, right? I'm fine, aren't I?
Probably fine.
It's probably
By
fine.
rules of the game, you technically are. As you reach your hand in, the ward is burning at your arm a bit. It's a sensation you're not used to because you're usually causing the burns, but this time it is burning. You can see it singeing through the flesh very quickly of the creatures that are putting their limbs through. Yours, it's taking a bit more time. It's a bit harder to burn straight through living, breathing material versus a corpse. But as it does that, it continues to break ever so slightly as if stitches are popping on each end of this ward. And it will get to the size you can fit through if you want to wait.
I will do my best to control this in whatever measure I can.
Every creature begins trying to climb you and overwhelm you till you are just an arm sticking through this hole. There is no sight, there is no vision, there is no smell. You are hoping and praying. They're not eating you, they're not clawing you, but they have essentially swarmed you over. You have let them take you with them. So while you are inside of this swarm as well, to some extent, you can feel them moving forward, and you begin to come to a place where you are pushed against something firm and stopped as they continue to crawl around you and swarm. You're now at Charlie's feet, encompassed in this swarm. You, since you have gone unconscious, are no longer a target. So they flee from you. They go towards the ward.
Okay.
How loud is it?
Crazy loud.
Okay.
They are squealing like pigs to the slaughter as they run.
Okay. I fumble with his tool belt.
Okay.
And find something there
Okay.
for me to wield.
What do you find?
What do you have?
I mean...
You have like a wrench?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Pipe wrench. Probably even just have like a spare pipe that's put around.
Yeah,
If I had to put away for some time.
I grab a heavy wrench.
Okay.
And I just kind of creep my way up Charlie and turn and like kind of back to back moment, and I have a wrench and I'm just banging at corpses that are like splitting like a river around us and like surrounding us, but I'm like making like arching like movements to kind of lessen the blow.
the bodies are spiraling outward like waves with every swing you make in this wrench, and then coming back around you again. And then you swing and they push outwards, and then they come back again. And it doesn't seem like you're making a dent as the rest of the walls in this cave begin to clutter and fall down, and every rock that drops turns into a mountain of corpses, and they all begin to crawl out as well. You have begun to realize that the more you hit down, the more that come back with black, obsidian, rock-like skin as their texture, and it becomes harder and harder to break these bodies.
How are we doing back there, Charlie?
Yeah, I think he's just hand through trying to get a hold of this thing. In the moments that he's trying to like reach for it and get to it, is there any sense, and I know this sounds so weird, but is there any sense that he feels as if he shares some of the power of like this creature in a way of what like what's holding this thing together? Like,
No.
if nothing at all? Okay.
No, in fact, the crystal encasing the light in the center of this board is possibly the coldest sensation you have ever felt in your life, to the point where your fingertips are already beginning to freeze and you are not even within 10 feet of it.
I'm going to do everything I can to keep fighting and move forward.
There is a pressure that comes with you fighting and the corpses that are piling on to break this ward as well, and the stitches popping as the ward continues to go, and there is a glint as the light within the black crystal turns just a little faster. And it continues a little faster and a little faster. And the black crystal that's holding it begins to crack. And a beam of light peeks through it in your direction. And it singes a line across your face through where the ward is cut. And it goes not just onto you, but onto the back of you as it singes that exact same place of you standing behind him. You can both feel it as it does that, but it's not out yet.
I imagine as part of my equipment, if for being sent down underwater, that at times during the season, ice would become a problem.
Sure.
Oh.
So I would imagine I would have some sort of pick that that would be kept around my belt, especially during season, to be able to help deal with the collection of hard substance like this.
I'll allow it.
So if I'm able to, I will reach into that part of my
You
belt.
have one arm. If you take your arm out of this ward, those corpses will go in.
Then I won't.
Dr. Quincy, at this moment, you hear a voice. Quincy? Quincy, get the fuck up! Quincy! Quincy!
Oh my
Quincy!
gosh. What?
Bodies! Corpses! Whole thing collapsing! Get the hell up!
What do I do?
I don't fucking know, Quincy! But do something!
So, I'm gonna look around and probably notice that they're not on me.
Correct.
Do I see anything like her trowel or my scalpel or anything nearby?
Your scalpel would still be with you. Her
Okay.
trowel has been consumed.
Okay. I'm going to go around to the opposite side from where he is. I see them both over there fighting, doing their thing, and I'm probably not going to try to... I don't think I'm going to do anything to this. I know that I'm not strong. I know that I don't have a good weapon here, but I'm going to make as much noise as I can, stab as loudly at this thing as I can, and just be like, essentially, hey guys, I'm over here too!
No.
And try to have some amount of lessening the load as far away from them as I can. So I'm just going to go, because it's, this part's still huge, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm going to go all the way around to the opposite side and just like, guys, I'm going to break through it! I'm almost breaking through it!
As you do that, and you become a living, breathing, moving target once again, in order to sort of pull away the creatures that are on your other two friends, maybe in a moment of delusion, you forget there's a wall behind you, and it cracks, and corpses come pouring out, and onto you. What would you like to do?
I'm just going to keep stabbing away at the sphere.
The black obsidian crystal on the inside of this ward has another crack that separates it, and a beam of light that just barely misses your face. It singes a part of your shoulder as it sends out in your direction.
Okay.
Roll a strike.
Roll strike. 4.
Your scalpel can make purchase. It is gold for all its intents and purposes, but it is scraping versus cutting through. It is making some purchase, but by the time these things are going to be able to crawl up to you and consume you, so to speak, you will not have that big of a hole to go through. Now, as you scrape and you push, you are completing the task that they want done as well. So they're not here to destroy you, they are here to claw at it with you. In their claw, as you claw, they manage to grab pieces of you. They are less specific and pointed as a doctor can be. They're less digging at a spot to get to a soul and more clawing and hoping and praying and that what they hit is malleable. So they take a few pieces of your flesh with them, they take a finger or two, but you can continue to scrape and they will continue to scrape with you.
I would like to try to make a narrow escape by using the cluster of these corpses around me, trying to find purchase on back or bone or skull or something like that, and using as much as my lower half by having my arm out to weasel my way and push off just to get enough to reach it first, or to get
You want
through.
to get in before them, or you're just trying to get through?
I'm trying to get in before them, and I'm trying to use them as a way to accelerate myself further towards it.
I understand. Roll control.
2s.
As you try to purchase off these bodies and get some sort of momentum, you are just crushing them beneath you. They don't have the firmness that theoretically a human body does. You are pushing through paper and smashing their skulls and smashing the things that you jump off of. You can fall in with them because of them as this ward breaks, or you can get out of the way.
I will fall in with them.
Very well.
So I take my grappling hook
Redemption!
and I put the weight. The counterweight is kind of like shaped like a spade. So I hastily, my hands are covered in blood. I, get everything assembled and I aim straight for the ward and the crystal, and
You gotta go through the hole and get the crystal.
yes. And I aim and I shoot.
Okay. Roll me strike.
It's always strike every fucking time. I'm gonna use a drive.
I will offer.
My critical.
You have one left.
I want to use it. Yes. Give me that crit.
Okay. You shoot this weighted piece of the grappling hook, and it goes straight through, creating a hole through the bodies of the swarms of creatures that you can just peer through. It misses Charlie as he falls into the ward, and it makes a beeline and hits its target square in the center, the black crystal that is cracking with beams of light. And as it smacks into the crystal, it shatters it, not even into pieces, into finite glitter or powder. There is nothing left of this crystal. It is shattered and it is gone. And every corpse freezes in motion. They don't drop. They don't disappear. They just stop. And the light that was turning within this crystal pulses. And it shoots out to the walls of the ward that are still intact, and they bounce to the other parts of the ward until they find purchase straight through the hole your grappling hook came through, and it pierces into the wall of flesh that was once black obsidian crystal. And the walls begin to melt as the bodies fuse together and their flesh sort of burns and singes where this light pierces through, like it has a texture and a material and a fiber. And then the rest of the light continues to bounce off the ward until it starts to break as well. And it goes out through all different angles, catches you a little as you're standing there, catches you a little from your shot, and it just pierces the room. And it blinds in this bright white light and this strong pulsing of a heartbeat. And all of the corpses begin to melt and flow into the floor and the ceilings and the rest of the body as it all begins to melt. And everything below you seems to start giving way as the bodies fall into darkness.
I scramble to Charlie, just wordlessly, like, moving through the melting bodies, and I go into the little dip that he fell into, and I look over to see where you are.
Whatever you guys did in there, it worked. What's happening now?
Hurry over here, please, hurry! Don't fall into any of the stuff, the blackness. Hurry!
I'll try to make it over to them.
You can.
Okay, float.
I grab on to his hand, and I'm retracting my grappling hook. It's just shooting back into place. Can I observe the ceiling?
Yes, it is also...
Everything's melting.
Everything's melting.
Okay.
There are eyeballs and teeth and bones that are dripping from the walls and the ceilings as the skin melts and they have no place to go.
Don't make it rain teeth.
Don't make it rain teeth. I'm just like holding on to the people that I know are here. Whenever you show up, I'm gonna grab you by like the scruff of your neck and just like have you.
Okay.
So.
Are we taking a melting body water slide?
I think so.
Awesome. Okay.
Right on.
Wait.
So I guess as I approach, she's reaching out. I'm gonna grab on, and I'm gonna try to like help lift Charlie up, get us moving, and is there? The walls are pretty much broken down and melted. Is there a way that we can sort of start trying to exit?
You can climb through one of the holes in the wall. You could jump down a hole in the floor.
I guess I'm just gonna reactionary start dragging them toward what I think is an exit. Toward the wall, even if we're like climbing and scrambling on top of melting bodies, in my mind,
We
that's
just keep
the exit.
moving.
Just keep moving, exactly.
Yeah. I follow. I imagine I'm in between you guys. Like, you're carrying weight, but I'm like clinging to both of you, like by the back of your shirts, and I'm like helping carry you.
It seems like you're leading, you're in the middle, and I'm following in this case.
Yeah.
Everyone roll sense.
That's twos.
I was so close.
Oh, where's my draw?
I almost had a critical success. It's just a 6, though.
I have twos.
2, 4, 6. So you don't notice as you are trying your best to make sure everyone's okay and get out of here. You two see out of your peripheral vision a long black tentacle reach out of one of the holes and drag in a pile of bodies with it.
No.
Drag pile bodies with the tentacle out
With
of the room.
the tentacle out into the hole.
Hey, that's an exit. Maybe.
No.
Sorry.
Just gotta keep looking at it, see if it goes through another hole.
A different hole. A tentacle pops out and leaves a slime trail and a few popping heads as it grabs some bodies and pulls it in.
Do I see that one?
You do.
What is that?
Should we try going down instead?
There's nothing down
Is any of the light giving way that perhaps all of these holes are covered by the same black skin of this creature?
There is no more white light.
Is it just black through every hole that appears, just more black through it?
Correct.
Okay.
I'm worried these all are the creatures surrounding this. I don't know if we move or not.
Two more pop through different holes and begin to drag more into it.
If we don't move, the floor falls below us, and we fall into an unknown.
Or a tentacle just grabs us.
6 pop out from the ceiling and wail around until they find purchase and drag some more in.
They're coming from that way.
Down.
We're going down.
We're going
Okay.
down.
You have blue tail?
Down?
Blue tail?
And we're jumping in a hole, I guess.
Oh my god, oh my god.
If you
We
yeah.
are taking the body water slide.
This is the worst. Like, I don't know if you were a kid who had like parents taking you to the mall that would grab both of your hands and swing you.
Mm-hmm.
You're in the middle right now, getting swung. Yeah.
Wow.
Whoa.
Throwback to that. Way to taint that memory, thank you.
Yep.
Everybody roll move.
4.
4.
That's a 5.
5.
Yeah.
That is a gilded 5.
5.
Okay.
You all look at each other, you don your blue tail, you make the decision that it's tentacle or black hole, and you take the black hole. You jump down this hole and you are met with blood and mucus and other various parts of bodies as you slide down and are scraped and covered with them. Mixing with your own blood and fluids as some parts snag and other parts are smooth. And you are essentially sliding for what feels like forever and yet is the shortest distance you've ever experienced in your life. And you fall onto black obsidian rock.
Does it look like it's beginning to transform or melt?
Can we hear the ocean in any way?
You can hear dripping from the water on the walls of the cave.
I swallow my rage. You okay? Are you okay?
I have no idea.
We have to keep moving.
We have to keep moving.
It's not over. And I like unfurl my tendons and my fingers are like fucked. So I'm like the adrenaline of just like gripping and like holding on to them superseded the pain, but I'm like ugh, and I just keep walking forward.
There is a silence as you walk down the hallway, and a stillness.
Hey Walter, it's Flo. A bunch of stuff happened. I'm walking and talking. I lost your cards. really sorry. You know, before this, I didn't really have a family. I had Finn, and he's great, and he is my family, but I lost my parents before I could really do, anything with them, you know, and, Finn has, the lighthouse topside, and he has Captain, and he has, Ferris, he has all those people, and I didn't really get to say anything, so I just thought, you know, before the boat comes and gets us, this past 5 years have been really great with you guys, and I never really felt like I was missing anything. You guys made me feel like I had someone, somebody, some people. Yeah, we'll see you soon. I love you, Walter. Over and out. I'm gonna just keep walking.
There's a sparkle at the end of the hallway as you walk.
I keep walking to it.
The sparkle runs along the light from the end of this obsidian tunnel, where you don't see water. You see ground. And as you exit, the three of you, your radio begins to crackle.
Hello?
And that is where we will end this season. Thank you all for joining us for the finale of this season of Candela Obscura, the Circle of the Decaying Light. I appreciate you for staying with us, for listening, for watching when you can, and for experiencing this horrific and tragic and emotional journey that we went on. These are incredible to make. They are my favorite thing on the planet, and I hope you will join us in the future because we have plenty more coming in 2025, I promise. I'm going to go around the table to have folks tell you who they are and where you can find them.
Hi, I'm Tom Marshall. This has been an absolute pleasure. You can find me at Tom Marshall on Facebook and Tom Marshall VA on Instagram.
Hi, I'm Molly Boozell, and you can find me at MMBK Illustrations on both TikTok and Instagram. Thank you so much.
Hi. We lived! This was amazing. Thank you, everybody. I'm Jason McGloin, and I'm on Facebook as Jason McGloin.
Amazing. Once again, thank you all. Feel free to follow or subscribe or do whatever you want to do. You can join us in creating the plot, the creatures, the narrative that we get to play next time, and I hope I'll see you there. Thank you very much. I appreciate all of you. Join us next time on whatever incredible journey we get up to with a new circle, with a new space, with a whole new cast of characters. We love you. We appreciate you. Goodbye!
Bye!